What's up, everyone? I kind of wanted to do a quick recap review of what my feelings are after I've upgraded my M5 to the M7U, technically the M8. And I wanted to go over some of the things I like about some of the features I've added to my previous M5 and some of the things I dislike or wasn't really too crazy about. So first things first, I love the control panel. I like the illuminated gauge. I like having the resistance on both sides. So depending on what's going on, if I'm holding my phone during a workout or whatever, I can use the opposing hand to switch my resistance up or down. I don't necessarily use up to 4 users, but I do like that this has the ability to have 4 users. As far as the programs, this did come. Now, unfortunately, I was one of the ones that paid $2.99 for this upgrade terminal because it was kind of new at the time. So I wasn't happy about that because, as you all know, the price went down to $149 for both the M5U and the M7U. And yeah, so if you are deciding whether or not to upgrade your M3, M5, whatever, to a higher model and are contemplating the price, just know that once upon a time it was $299. So you're definitely getting a deal at $149 to upgrade the unit. Now, one of the things they added for the M8 and took away from the M7, there's actually a few things they've added and taken away. But one of the things was there used to be like a black, hard molded grip, I guess, that there's 2 screw heads that, were here for you to grip onto. I hold these a lot more than I thought I would. So I took off the little sliding tablet tray that's on magnets because it would fling off on me a lot and I found it to just be in the way. I kind of want to just order those grips to put on these handlebars simply because I use them a lot when I'm working out. The other thing that I do like, obviously, was the fact that I was able to keep these heart rate monitors, and that was one of the reasons I upgraded this unit altogether. I felt that for me to upgrade my M5 to the M6, they switched these heart rate monitors to like a lower grade grip. And while those grips might work okay, I felt like I was being charged more money, but getting less. And that's how I started the whole video and the whole idea of, well, you know what? If they're going to try and charge me more money and give me less, I wonder if I can put the M7U on my M5 and still keep my existing grips. Come to find out you can. So that's another like. I like the front cup holder. Before, when I used to use Max on the M5, the cup holder was awkwardly in the back. Not that that was a deal breaker by any means, but I do like having it in the front. Now, that's not without obstacle. There's times when I'm working out, if I don't use a sealed sport container, the water cup kind of flings back and forth and it'll spill out everywhere, and I've had a few incidents with that. That was not fun. One of the things a few members in the Facebook group have done is they have switched out their handlebars, and this is kind of like a like-dislike for me. They've switched out their handlebars from, like, let's say you're upgrading your M5 to the M8 or the M7. I like these handlebars. I like the gripping position. I like the type of fabric that's used on these. Not fabric. It's not fabric. I like the material that is used on this. It's like a real type of gym equipment. What I don't like is the fact that I really would find the extra grip that comes on the Total useful. I wish I had waited because I honestly have even thought about switching out these handle grips to the ones of the Total, even though there's a slight modification that needs to be done here. And in the group there is instructions from one of the users on how to do this with a hockey puck, because it's going to end up being spaced out a little bit. So there's that. I just feel like that when I'm working out with these, and I don't know if it's this particular grip, but I don't remember reaching as far as I do with these as I did with the M5 grips. And I still have those. I mean, I could always switch them back, but I do like the different gripping position, how it contours down here and allows you to kind of, hold on at this point. Now, as far as the Journey app goes, I have to say at first I was curious and excited because I felt that I was going to learn some things and have my workouts be switched up a little bit with variety. And it does offer that. But at the end of the day, I found it to be very buggy. I found a lot of errors when trying to log in. My partner, I wanted to be able to set them up so that they could use the Journey app. And there was this whole convoluted process with an email and a code, and it took too long to get the code. So it could never be activated properly. And I just, between all the bugs and certain scenes not loading on the Explore the World, and you'd be mid-workout and it would freeze and lock up and then shut off. I think it has the potential to be really good, but I don't think it's worth what they're asking per month until it is more fine-tuned. So on that note, do I think the Journey subscription is worth it? No. What they do offer for free, absolutely, try and take advantage of that and use some, use it as a learning tool. Some of, the exercises and training techniques, they try and teach you within, those programs. But I do feel that what they do give you to use built into the machine is good enough. I mean, for me and for what I use it for, you may be different. I do like the max 21-minute interval. The calorie burn was always one I used on the M5. The fat burn was another one I used. And I like both of those because you can toggle with the resistance if you feel that the set limits are either too high or too low. The stairs. Now, I feel that the stairs program on the M7, M8 is pre-programmed to be a lot tougher than it was on the M5. And that's not a problem because, again, you can toggle down the resistance as you go along, so that if you're just starting off and you're building up your endurance, it's not going to be that crazy. And that you should be able to get through the workout without dying, so to speak. And then, of course, there's the manual mode where you can, play with the time is, up to, I believe it's 99 minutes before it refreshes and times out the workout. But you're able to go up and down as many times as you want, as many, different bars within the segments. And what else? We've got the 7-minute interval. Now, of course, the 7, 14, and 21, I don't believe you can add time on those. I could be mistaken. But it is a good feature. If it does come with that, I'd have to actually set the program up to be able to see for sure if it does or not. The other thing that I kind of like with this particular model, I decided to upgrade my main rail from the regular painted, just regular paint, to the M7 rail, which has the stainless steel top. And I noticed that my wheels don't really squeak like they used to. And I don't know if this is just a better contact point for the gliders to go back and forth on, but it definitely doesn't squeak like it used to, and I really do appreciate that. I do try and keep the wheels as clean as possible, simply because dirt and sweat and whatever else can build up on these wheels and really can cause you some grief and premature breakdown. So it's a good idea to wipe these down, wipe this down, with some glass cleaner, alcohol, whatever, just to keep it clean, smooth, and in good working condition. Now, as far as I'm trying to think of a few other things. Now going from the M5 that I had to this, I do like this upper shelf here that you can, set up a book or a tablet or your phone or whatever. That is definitely kind of nice. What I would have liked to have seen done with this upgrade, I guess there used to be resistance buttons here on the M7, and they took them away, and I would have liked to have seen resistance put here, because I don't think it would have cost much. It's just a simple, piece of cheap plastic with a ribbon cable that they, I don't see why they couldn't have just kept that, because if you do use these bars, it's just, again, another nice shortcut to be able to, switch up and down your resistance. The only other really complaint I have, and many users have with the Maxtrainer, would be the servo motors that tend to flunk out on these. That's located inside of here. You'll read about that a lot. And my resistance levels changed. It feels like I'm climbing uphill, even though I'm on resistance level 1. I hear a clicking sound. That's disappointing, because for the price point these machines are, there is no reason that Bowflex, Nautilus, couldn't have come up with a better replacement part for these machines. So if you find yourself in the unfortunate position of having to swap out that motor, it would be nice to have a peace of mind knowing, you know what, at least I have that newer replacement part that's definitely much more reliable than the original part that was in this. They just don't seem to be focused too much on this product. It seems like this used to be their focus, and now with their new bike, their crazy bike that kind of goes from right and left, it seems like that's their bread and butter, and this is just kind of taking a back seat. And that's unfortunate, because this is a great piece of workout equipment. This will yield you great results if used, consistently and properly with a proper diet, etc., etc. Let's see, what else did I do that I'm kind of happy about? I upgraded the feet. Now, these were cheap. I think it was $2 per foot. I love these feet. You wouldn't think there's much more stability provided, but there is, because the other feet was just the little screw, like a little flat, screw down thing. This disperses the platform much better. And what I like about this, I can just grip my fingers like this and rotate to level this out if it's unlevel for whatever reason. That I do like. These were dirt cheap also, these caps that kind of, this is more of an aesthetic thing than anything, but it was not on my M5. So when I did my upgrade, I bought these shroud cap things, and I love that it kind of hides that, kind of cleans it up, and just gives it, a more well-polished look. The rear step shroud, I kind of like that too, with the textured platform for your shoes, or if you're doing stretching or whatever it is. I kind of like that. One thing I didn't do, I didn't upgrade, was the foot pedals, foot wells, whatever you want to call these. I didn't do it because of the price. Now, as you saw in my original how-to video, I just vinyl wrap these, and this is holding up great. The spray paint, believe it or not, I wasn't sure how this was going to hold up, because this is a friction point for a shoe, and I thought that this was going to rub off, but it is actually holding up great. As you can see, there's a little bit, on certain parts, and that's with both of them. But no biggie. These pop out so easily. I can just, take the spray can, go over it again, freshen it up. But I'm happy with these, because these are what they're giving you on the M8. And I'm happy. I got rid of the orange. I hated the orange. They're holding up great. Now, the other thing I did when I upgraded mine, I also got rid of the orange ring by spray painting. I don't know if you can really tell the texture, but it came out perfect. I mean, it's nice and smooth, and it really just kind of completes that whole look I was going for, which was get this machine as close to a M8 M7, whatever you want to call it, as possible. What else? I know I'm forgetting something. That's how these videos go. I've never been great at making videos, but hey, I try and throw together a little something here. The other thing, I kind of added a light feature to my machine at the bottom. And every now and then you'll notice me posting a picture of it on. And so here it is. Here it is with blue. Here it is with green. Or red. The green isn't really coming out. But anyway, one of the things I kind of think would be cool for Bowflex to incorporate with this model is, so you're on the machine, right? And you kind of going, you're chugging along with your workout, and you're doing your sprint. Well, when it chimes, it would be nice if it turned yellow, like to signify, hey, we're going to start slowing things down in a second. And then, it could go to like red or orange to, hey, let's bring this down to kind of color coordinate with what's going on here. And then obviously when you're getting close to doing your sprint again, it'd be nice to see the color in the fan housing changing, to kind of correspond with that. Because there's times where I'm doing this workout and I've got my earbuds in and I can't hear the chime. So unless I'm studying this screen, which I hate doing sometimes because I feel I discourage myself by constantly staring at the time and how much more I have left, I will breeze right through my sprint, and that'll goof up my whole workout, depending on what I'm doing, 7, 14 minute, 21, whatever. So I know the folks at Bowflex aren't watching this and probably could care less about throwing a $30 strip light kit and somehow incorporating it into their software, but I just think that would be cool. And if I was really techie and knew how to do it myself, I would do it myself. Unfortunately, I'm not that advanced and really have no idea. So there you go. I mean, I still love my Bowflex Maxtrainer. I love it even more now that I've upgraded it from the M5. And honestly, if I had it to do all over again, I would have just opted to get the better model right out of the gate, because I monkeyed around with the whole price tag thing when I first bought my M5. I said, the M5 is probably going to do the trick. I like some of the features on the M7, but I just can't justify the price. Well, wouldn't you know? I ended up buying the M5, and then I ended up doing all this upgrades between, buying these handlebars and the rail and the console, and I probably should have just bought the better one to begin with. But you live and you learn. But yeah, I've pretty happy with doing my workouts on this. I feel like this is really the only piece of cardio I need. Challenges me enough when I'm doing either steady state cardio or when I'm doing high intensity interval training. So I get the best of both worlds with this. It incorporates several movements. You've got your stair, replicated stair movements. You've got an elliptical feeling and kind of like a jog, kind of a sprint. It's easy on your knees and joints, and I love that. Now, I'm not going to do a review on my new Total Gym, because that's a whole separate video and a whole separate can of worms. But let me say this in closing. I will say that if you're looking for something well-rounded that incorporates a ton of different exercises that you can do, resistance training, that uses your own body weight, this is a must-have. I mean, you can do everything from squats to, I've got a whole poster up here of the different exercises you can do. But basically, if you're looking for something that can fold up, get out of the way, but keeps your training simple, you can find a Total Gym used on the Facebook Marketplace. You don't have to buy completely brand new. This is their commercial grade. So this one costs quite a few dollars, but What I do like about this is, and again, I don't want to get into a whole review thing because this video has already ran long enough, but I mean, this is something that this particular model does that the cheaper ones don't. That's like, you know, built-in pull-up, chin-up bar right there, where the other ones you have to put in a separate attachment. But anyway, I love this thing. So I feel that I've got, you know, my body work, muscle building, you know, kind of thing, toning here with the Total Gym. I've got several attachments that go with it and added weight even if I want. And then I've got the Max, and I absolutely love the Max. The only other thing I've added from Bowflex, which I was hesitant about buying, but I'm happy I got it, was the kettlebell, the Select Tech kettlebell. At first, I thought, you know, people are saying that, oh, the base doesn't stay in good, you know, it doesn't stay on. It's not supposed to. So that base is supposed to stay there. That's like a different weight plate altogether. And even if you have it up to its maximum, I don't believe that this base comes off the ground. I think it's like a storage base only. So a lot of the reviews at first, I was nervous with this because it said, oh, the base doesn't lock in good and, you know, et cetera, but really it's fine. I've used it for kettlebell swings and I think it works great. It's easy to use. You know, the dial just switches between what weight you want, and once you're at your weight, you pick it up. It leaves behind what you're not using, and then you place it back in. It realigns itself, and then you select back to what you do want. And I believe this goes as high as 40 pounds, which is nice because you have one kettlebell, not a million kettlebells. So it's great to keep your gym setup simple, non-overwhelming, and easy to use. So, but there you have it. There was a quick little recap of how I've been feeling since I upgrade from the M5 to the M7, and a few little extra bonus things that I covered in there too. But hope everyone's doing well and stay healthy and keep on going.